Okay, here's a little simple guide for little Noah, just to get started on the builds, and it starts from the settings. Okay, so we're going to go into settings, just like that, and then we are going to start moving over to the first thing, which is game, and just go through the settings with me, and basically just copy what I do. um, okay, so toggle sprint on, auto open doors should be on. That helps. Mantle activation should be hold jump. Hurdle activation should be press jump. I would have this off. Hold to swap pickup. That's pick up weapons off. Some people have it on, but I would have it off. Aim down scope has to be while held. Doesn't matter about this, but mark danger when aim down scope on. That's pretty useful. Auto pick up weapons off. Not too sure about that one. That's what we got. And then this is an important one. Auto sort consumables always to the right on. Have like your minis and your med kits to the right. So have that on. Preferred item slot can be whatever you like, but I have this is what I have. Loadout 1 is shotgun, 2 SMG, 3 is assault rifle, 4 is utility, so like shockwaves and all that. Put that in the fourth, and consumable always to the right. That's how I have mine. Where are we? And then to the building, the most important thing, simple build off, because you want to learn how to build properly. Simple build is for, you can have it if you want to, but I would recommend learning the old way. Simple build is the new way of building, which I haven't a clue on how to do, and I couldn't teach you how to do that. So that's your choice, but I would have it off. Reset building choice on. That's important, that one. Turbo building, the most important one. Get that straight on. That has to be on. That helps you turbo build and makes everything really smooth and easy. Simple edit off. Or again, if you want to learn the new way of playing Fortnite, you can have simple edit on. They're the two new ways, which are meant to be much easier for new players. Simple build and simple edit. But if you're going to learn properly how to do it properly, I would go have them off. If you're going to learn the new way on your own, have it on. That's up to you. But I would say have them off. Okay, disabled pre-edit option on. I think that's quite important. Have that on. Auto confirm edits, very important. You're on both. Have that on both. And then what else have we got here? This is just extra stuff. I think this is all fine. Yeah. And that's it for your game settings there. So now it's going to get a little bit more confusing. We're going to move over to wireless controller. Okay. That's for me. If you're using keyboard, you would use that. If you were using mouse and keyboard, obviously that. Not sure about anything else, but I use wireless controller. So start off with these. Obviously, invert controller is off. What's this? Not too sure about that. Not too sure about that. Controller auto run, you want that on 100%. That just makes gameplay much easier. So auto run on. Build a pro, build immediately, build a pro, 100% on. That has to be on. That's game changing. So that will just make everything really smooth for you. Edit hold time, you want that right down to the very bottom. Right down to the very bottom, so it's the fastest. Edit hold time right to the bottom, 0.1. Obviously, if you were on simple edit, you would have the same. Slide hold time. I would say, well, I have it on 25, quite low, very low for that one as well. So I have mine on 0.25. You want that so you can slide instantly as soon as you press the button. What else are we on? Quick weapon, not sure what that is. Moving on. Okay, so what I have mine is, that's the first thing you would look for. Use advanced options. Put that on. It seems confusing, but just put that on. And then you can kind of like, you can change everything in detail then. So this is very important, super important. You want your build mode sensitivity multiplier. You want that at least 2 times 2. So that way when you're spinning around, I'll show you here. That way, when you spin around normal, it's slow and you aim slow. But when you put it in build mode like this, you spin around really quickly because it's times 2. So when you're up on ramps and things and you build them, you'll be aiming down on people, you've got normal aim. But when you quickly need to build again, it's instantly double the speed, super fast. So you can look up and down and you can hit all these really cool builds, like side jumps there. Yeah, just so you can maneuver around really quickly. And same goes for your edit button as well. You want that sensitivity fast as well. So we'll get into that. Okay. So carrying on where we left off on the wireless controller, sensitivity. Use advanced options on. Edit mode sensitivity. I do have it fast, but obviously I've tweaked it a little bit, so it's not times 2. I probably should have it a bit faster now that I've gotten much better at it. But I've got mine on 1.6 for the edit mode sensitivity. That's 1.6. Build mode is important. I have it on 2.4, so I can really speed up when I'm building. And obviously that's on. I don't know what that is, first person mode, not sure. Okay, my look horizontal is 20, look vertical is 20, turning horizontal is 15, and then vertical is 15. I have boost ramp at 0.10. I don't know why these aren't the same here. That should be 8. So ADS, look horizontal speed, 8, vertical 8, horizontal 8, vertical 8. That's aim down sight. And then I'm not too sure about all these. You can tweak them yourself to what you like, however fast you like aiming, but 0.20 for the ramp time. And the rest, this is quite important. You want it on exponential. See, this is what gives you all the advanced settings, I think. Not that up there. Use advanced options on, but I think to get to this menu here with all these advanced options, you need to have this on, which is important. You want exponential, not linear. Okay, you don't want linear, you want exponential, so you got much more control with your aiming. And then obviously, this is a myth, but if you have your precision aim assist strength on 99, apparently it's much better, and I think it might be. So have your aim assist on 99, not 100, and for some reason it seems to be better. All this dead zone stuff doesn't really matter too much, but I have it on 10 and 10, 25, 25, and that is pretty much it. And then basically I would recommend, if you're gonna, whatever you prefer your controls to be, have it to what you like. So you need a good mess around with this. This is the controller mapping of your personal controller. So I would just basically have this, what you feel comfortable with. The only thing that I will tell you, we'll go down to edit. Edit building is probably your most important button, and I have that personally on my L3, which is the left stick that you move around with, your character that you move your character around with. When you click it in, that's, for me personally, that's my favorite place for that, and that's how to edit a wall or edit like a build that you've placed. And for me, that's just the best way. I have slide on the right stick, edit on the left, and that's just how I like the button. Just feels nice. And I have R1 to release. I can't really say much on the edit thing. It's just basically for you to figure out however you're comfortable with, and all the buttons as well. Like, just have a mess around with the buttons and see what you feel you like. But apart from that, that's where you begin. And that's pretty much it, mate. Just let me know if you need any help. Other than that, sayonara.